Welcome back to Red and Blue. I'm Robert Costa. Congressional Republicans, they are already ramping up their plans for investigations of the Biden administration. But come January, how will Democrats handle that? Well, a development on that front happened this week. The steering committee, a key Democratic panel, recommended that Congressman Jamie Raskin of Maryland should serve as the top Democrat on the House Oversight and Reform Committee in the next Congress. That move could set Raskin up to be the Democrats' counter to incoming Republican Oversight Chairman James Comer. A formal vote on that role will take place next week in a Democratic caucus meeting. Joining us to discuss the outlook on Hill investigations is Ashley Etienne, a former top aide to Vice President Harris and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. But a decade ago, before she joined the Biden White House and worked in the Obama White House, she worked for the late Maryland Congressman Elijah Cummings when he was the ranking Democrat on the House Oversight Committee. Ashley, really appreciate you being here. Thanks for having a conversation. I think back to your experience with Congressman Cummings when he was setting off against then Congressman, he's still Congressman, Darrell Issa, who was then the chair of the House Oversight Committee. There was so much responsibility on Cummings' shoulders at that time to be in the trenches for the Democrats amid a House Republican onslaught of investigations. Should Raskin get it, or even if Raskin doesn't get it, how do you believe Democrats are positioned to handle incoming Chairman James Comer?
So, I really love Congressman Raskin. I mean, I think he's seasoned, he's tested, he's learned the lessons from the Russia investigation and the 2 impeachments. So I think he's in a position to really make impact. But to your point about the lessons learned, I think it's really important for not only Democrats, but Republicans to take stock of 2012 when I was working for Mr. Cummings and I was the communications director there. What we learned during that time is that the politics of retribution and payback via the Oversight Committee doesn't work. It actually backfires. It backfired in 2012, if you recall. Darrell Issa threw everything he could at President Obama, from Fast and Furious to Benghazi, Solyndra, every investigation. And where they typically go wrong and have always gone wrong is they're blinded by their ambition to take down the president and his men. And that's where, and they put that ambition ahead of the facts. And so over the course of time, the facts sort of catch up and it becomes very clear and they lose credibility. What we did strategically that I think Mr. Raskin needs to do if he wins it, what we did with Mr. Cummings is we positioned him above the political fray. You might remember his most famous line, we're better than this as a country. And so at every point he would always try to elevate the conversation above politics and really focus more on doing oversight. We pursued oversight that was in the interest of the American people. Our first investigation was about the mortgage foreclosure crises, right? So that really gave Mr. Cummings some credibility and contrasted him very well with Darrell Issa.
What can a ranking member, let's say it's Raskin on oversight, what can a ranking member do if you're not following this day to day? You can't issue subpoenas. They're done by the chairman, by the majority party. Yep. So do you really just have to be prepared to ask witnesses questions as the Democratic side? What can a ranking member do?
So what's key is that you have the ability to seek opportunity, see an opportunity when it presents itself, and take a risk. And that's what we did with Mr. Cummings every time. I give you a great example of that is when Darrell Issa was doing a hearing on women's reproductive rights and denied us the opportunity to have a witness, and Sandra Fluke was our witness. So they had a panel of all men, if you remember, clergymen talking about women's reproductive rights. We opened up the hearing. The ranking member always gets the opportunity to go first. Instead, this time we yielded to Mrs. Maloney. She opened up with the line, "Where are all the women?" Then we immediately walked out of the hearing. All the women marched out of the hearing, took the press out. It blew up. 3 months later, Obama won women by 12 points, right? Compared to his Republican challenger. So you've got to be able to see an opportunity, wait for it, see it, and then exploit it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Raskin gets it, he gives you a phone call.
He may have already given me one.
That's true. You have any news to break here on Red and Blue?
No, I mean, I think that the difference, though, is in 12, the investigations and the oversight under Boehner was a sideshow. Now it seems like it's the main show under McCarthy, and I think he's going to have some problems.
But what about inside the White House? You've worked in the Biden White House. You've worked closely with the top players. Are they ready for what's coming? Do they have a war room? You worked on the impeachment war room for the Democrats. is the Biden White House, the administration, ready for what's coming?
Oh, definitely. I mean, there's reports that they're increasing the communication staff as well as bringing in, key lawyers. But also, too, and I don't know if this is reported, but they're also placing key communicators and lawyers in agencies where they know they're going to get a lot of attacks, questions, inquiries, et cetera.
Like DHS is going to get a lot of scrutiny.
Absolutely. So they're putting key seasoned communicators in those positions that have done investigations before to sort of push back.
Speaker Pelosi,
Yeah.
I can't let you go without talking about Speaker Pelosi.
Okay.
You've worked for her in the Capitol.
Twice. Yeah.
You've seen her this week on a bit of a farewell tour, talking to reporters. A documentary about her life in the House done by her daughter premiered earlier this week. What's your own personal reflection on her legacy politically and perhaps for you?
Well, she's a giant. And I think she's redefined the speakership forever. She's like any other GOAT where she's mastered the fundamentals, and that's really her superpower. I think people don't have full appreciation for that. She's a master legislator, prodigious fundraiser. She knows her caucus, and that is what gave her the advantage in every situation when she was going up against Trump, name him. But it also enabled her to find compromise with Republican presidents, to do big pieces of legislation, climate with Bush, trade with Trump. Right. And so that the question there is can anyone replicate that?
She knows how to wield power.
Well, that's how you wield power is you master the fundamentals. Right. But I would say for me, it's been personally and professionally the most transformative experience I've had. It was like a master class watching her up close.
I'm told she's tough.
As a boss, beyond tough. Right? She doesn't spare her staff at all. But the thing is you walk away, it's like pressure, iron sharpening iron. You get better at every aspect of the political game, right? Because you're that close to someone who's mastered every part of it. So I think I'm sad to see her leave. I'm happy to see her go. She seems relieved. I'm happy that she's getting the credit that she's due. But within the caucus, there's still whispers and concerns about whether or not someone's going to be able to really fill her shoes.
Hakeem Jeffries has a lot on his plate when he takes over as the minority leader next year. Ashley Etienne, we thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
We really appreciate it.